In this session, we are going to review elements in jewelry design starting from the very basic level. And that is rendering jewelry elements such as geometric ones, which can be square, triangle, round, and so on. Even if you never drew before, this ruler can help you to do that. All you need to do is that to draw different shapes, starting point. And my advice to draw different sizes of the shapes, the same shape, yeah? Small, medium, large. Say, for example, square. Also, what you can do is, as you're preparing your template, I would put round shape just under the square. So then we will have two elements interacting with one another. Way to start. Also, I need to create some kind of negative space here. Negative space. So negative space is emptiness, and the positive space is the actual element. So that template will help us to start. Once you've done that, we need to differentiate the color, the value actually of the metal from the background by shading it. So when you shade very, very seamless strokes to apply medium gray value or medium value, I say. At this point, what's important is to identify thickness. Considering that this element is going to be flat, we will see thickness on the right down corner. When it comes to the positive side of it, right down corner. And as I'm drawing this thickness, as I go to the left, the line is becoming thinner, just like you will pick from the coin, let's say, looking at the coin from the right corner slightly. And also the light is always from the left upper corner, and therefore shadow is going to be in the right down corner. So that are the rules. Those are the rules of jewelry design around the world. So now if you want to, for example, create something shiny, something very reflective, this is where then we have to emphasize on the contrast. And therefore, I'm going to create some dark lines, not too dark though, so that it's not corrupting the surface or shape of your coin. Instead of being flat, let's say bending or something, so it has to remain however flat. Also, what you can do is, let's say I want to make this element matte. In that case, I'm applying stippling technique so that it will show that this particular element is not reflecting as much as the one which is shining and polished. So now, for example, if I want to make it all scratchy, this is what I do, imitation. Kind of contemporary pieces are very fashionable right now. And then apply thickness again, like so. Now, important part, connections. In jewelry, we have to always think about connections. And therefore, I'm adding this little jump ring. Like I said, identifying thickness is very important in jewelry. After that, how do we show that it's actually on top, right? First of all, with thickness, which I just did. Second of all, I'm going to create little imitation of the shadow, just a little bit, to even emphasize more that this square shape is on top of the round shape. Also, what you can do is you can, not necessarily, but adding some kind of beauty when you are adding the imitation of falling shadow, which will even more separate your element from the background. course, make it darker if you want, but not too dark. Right now it's needed another layer of cross hatching. When you are cross hatching, you have to be careful not to create too much texture, or like, be careful of the space you're putting between your strokes. I'm using HB graphite 05 mechanical pencil, which will give me this kind of accuracy. Of course, you can use normal graphite pencil like this one, for example. The only thing, you have to sharpen this pencil quite often, because in jewelry, very neat rendering is very important. The best way to exercise, of course, is to copy a photo picture of any jewelry piece you like, and every time you're doing it, you will get experience and will learn how to imitate shining metal or matte metal, including stones, of course. Now, when you're drawing falling shadow, what I'm doing here, I'm not doing it all the way, but focusing on the edge of this shadow, just like it is in real life, which will add this realistic look to your piece. Okay, so once you've done this exercise, then you can go furthermore and exercise more complex shapes, such as wires, for example, some shapes which goes on top of the other, and play with the structure, with the texture, with the value as well. So every time you will be doing that, you will get better and better. My next video is going to be about color rendering of the metal elements, so stay tuned. I am Naida Abbas, and thank you for watching.